Yo, what is up, guys? Have you ever wondered what happens when the Prince of All Saiyans crashes into the Shinobi world? Let's dive right into this absolute madness.
It all started on Lord Beerus's world. A sparring match between Goku and Vegeta pushes their godlike power way past the absolute breaking point. The sheer magnitude of their clashing aura isn't just shaking the planet anymore. It's literally tearing the fabric of reality apart. Goku tries to pull back, but the spatial anomaly grabs him like a massive, inescapable black hole. Vegeta realizes too late. The gravity well collapses inward, showing absolutely zero mercy to the Prince of All Saiyans. A massive dimensional rift shatters the sky like fragile glass, creating a one-way ticket straight out of their universe. Without warning, the vacuum violently yanks Goku straight into the dark abyss of unknown space-time coordinates. Vegeta digs his heels in, fighting with everything he's got, but even his royal pride can't stop the cosmic pull. Just like that, the crack snaps shut, leaving behind nothing but dead silence and a very annoyed god of destruction. Plunging through the multiverse, their bodies are instantly stripped of their divine forms, reverting them right back to their base states. They spit out into a completely different dimension. The Sengoku period, a brutal era of endless bloodshed and legendary shinobi clans. Stripped of their god ki, the two warriors plummet like meteors straight into the heart of a raging war zone. The impact hits with the force of a nuke, sending shockwaves that instantly halt the massive war between the Uchiha and Senju. But something is horribly wrong. The atmosphere here is thick with Chakra, an alien energy that's practically suffocating their Saiyan lungs. Goku drops to his knees, gasping for air as this dense alien energy violently clashes with his natural ki. Vegeta's sharp combat instincts kick in immediately. He realizes their active auras are fighting a losing battle against the world's atmosphere.
Kakarot, suppress your ki right now! This planet's atmosphere is completely rejecting our energy!
They instantly extinguish their auras, dropping their power levels to absolute zero to let their biology adapt to the new environment. Taking a deep, stabilizing breath, the Saiyan Prince stands tall, his piercing gaze locking onto the primitive warriors surrounding them. Thousands of battle-hardened shinobi stand completely frozen in shock, staring down at these two mysterious aliens who just crashed their war.
Who are these fools? Did the Senju summon them, or is this some kind of cheap genjutsu trick?
Hashirama Senju grips his massive sword, his sage instincts screaming that these two men are extremely dangerous anomalies. Panic and hostility spread through the ranks like wildfire. To the shinobi, anyone not wearing their crest is an immediate enemy. Without a second thought, hundreds of kunai strapped with explosive paper bombs blot out the sky, raining straight down on them. A massive chain of explosions engulfs the crater. But little do these ninjas know. They just poked a sleeping dragon. The smoke clears and they don't have a single scratch. But you can tell the Prince of All Saiyans is absolutely livid. Being nerfed by this weird atmosphere is one thing, but getting pelted with cheap ninja toys, that's crossing the line. The armies panic, launching a second wave of deadly projectiles, hoping to crush the intruders before they can strike back. But Vegeta doesn't even bother throwing a punch. He just stands his ground, takes a breath, and prepares a royal response. He unleashes a pure, unadulterated shockwave of physical pressure. No energy blasts, just raw Saiyan dominance. The shockwave rips across the valley like a hurricane, instantly altering the atmospheric pressure of the entire battlefield. Their deadly weapons don't even get close. They shatter into dust against a wall of pure, intimidating willpower. The mighty Uchiha clan is instantly forced to their knees, their legendary eyes completely useless against this overwhelming gravity. The Senju army fares no better. The sheer weight of the air crushes them flat, stripping away their ability to even move. Even Hashirama and Madara, the two strongest shinobi alive, can barely keep themselves from eating dirt. With the annoying insects silenced, Vegeta notices something deeply unsettling lingering inside the bedrock of this planet. He presses his hand against the ancient stone, sending a micropulse of ki to scan the residual energy beneath the surface. His senses immediately detect a massive, parasitic energy signature, a residual trace left behind by the god tree. He recognizes that scent. It's the exact same type of cosmic parasite that goes around draining planets dry.
Bro, Vegeta didn't even uncross his arms. Hey, do you guys think ninjutsu even stands a chance against raw Saiyan ki? Drop a comment right now.
Disgusted by what he just learned, Vegeta decides he has absolutely zero patience for this pointless civil war. He rises above the battlefield, looking down at the greatest warriors of this era, as if they were nothing but misbehaving children.
Listen up, you primitive insects! Your pathetic little playground war ends right now, by my decree!
Madara's pride is severely wounded. He wants to attack, but his body refuses to move under the Saiyan's oppressive gaze. Hashirama is just completely stunned. He realizes this alien could have erased them in a heartbeat, yet he stopped the fighting. Goku casually strolls up into the sky like it's a walk in the park, completely ruining Vegeta's dramatic, villainous vibe. Ignoring Kakarot, Vegeta locks his sights entirely on the two clan leaders, recognizing them as the only ones with actual potential.
You're all killing each other over dirt while cosmic parasites are looking to drain this entire planet dry!
Goku's smile vanishes instantly. The mention of cosmic parasites reminds them way too much of Moro and Frieza. Instead of destroying the threat himself, Vegeta sees an opportunity. He proposes a crazy 30-day wager to his greatest rival. You already know Goku isn't going to turn down a challenge. A competition to see who's the better master. He is fully in. Vegeta locks his eyes on Madara. He sees a reflection of his own toxic, arrogant past, and he's going to break it. Meanwhile, Goku claims Hashirama. He senses that raw, natural energy and knows exactly how to push it to the absolute limit.
Kakarot, we have exactly 30 days. Let's see who can turn these arrogant fools into actual god-slaying weapons.
And just like that, the gods descend. The Sengoku period is officially over, and the most brutal training camp in history begins. Far away from Vegeta's brutal psychological warfare, Goku takes a totally different approach with Hashirama in a peaceful, sunlit canyon. Instead of breaking his student's spirit, Goku wants to see exactly how this world's natural energy flows through a ninja. Hashirama doesn't hold back. He weaves a rapid hand sign, testing the Saiyan's unbelievable reflexes right out of the gate. Massive wooden pillars erupt from the earth with terrifying speed, trying to trap the alien warrior in a crushing grip. But to Goku, this is basically just a warm-up stretch. He casually flips through the deadly branches without breaking a sweat. The Senju leader quickly realizes that traditional ninjutsu is way too slow to even touch this guy's afterimage. Knowing he needs an immediate massive power boost, Hashirama leaps backward to put some serious distance between them. He slams his hands together, entering his iconic stance to forcefully pull natural energy and activate his legendary Sage mode. The air hums as nature's chakra starts flowing into him, dark markings slowly beginning to form on his determined face. Goku's relaxed smile instantly vanishes. To a martial arts master, this stationary charging sequence is a massive, fatal flaw. In the blink of an eye, Goku completely disappears from Hashirama's line of sight, moving faster than the Sharingan could track. Before Hashirama can even process the movement, Goku materializes right inside his personal space, totally disrupting the chakra flow. With a lightning-fast precision strike, Goku chops Hashirama's forearms, forcibly breaking the hand clasp and shattering his concentration entirely. The Senju leader stumbles backward, utterly shocked that his ultimate power-up sequence was canceled out with just a basic physical strike.
Whoa there, buddy! If you just stand around posing to charge up, a real cosmic threat is gonna fold you instantly!
Hashirama catches his breath, looking completely bewildered. In the ninja world, standing still to gather senjutsu is just how it works. Goku shakes his head. He's about to teach the first Hokage the core principle behind his ultimate technique, the Spirit Bomb. Raising his hand, Goku demonstrates. Tiny, glowing particles of natural energy start drifting toward him from the surrounding trees and rocks. But here is the crazy part. Goku doesn't freeze in place. He starts shadowboxing at incredible speed while still absorbing energy. Every single punch he throws crackles with raw, natural power, proving that a warrior can be a moving sponge for energy.
Don't just ask the earth for power. You gotta move with it, breathe with it, and let it flow while you throw hands.
Hashirama's eyes widen as the sheer genius of this alien martial arts philosophy completely rewires his entire understanding of chakra control. Closing his eyes, Hashirama stops forcing the energy. Instead, he takes a deep breath, letting the canyon's natural rhythm guide him. Without weaving a single hand sign, he dashes forward, his body moving with a fluid, relaxed grace he's never felt before. He throws a heavy palm strike. This isn't just ninjutsu anymore. It is high-speed, dynamic martial arts infused with nature itself. Green sage energy violently trails his fists, erupting organically into massive wooden spikes the exact second he extends his powerful strikes. The wooden constructs aren't just static jutsu anymore. They flow out of his physical movements like a deadly, organic extension of his body. Goku blocks the incoming barrage with his forearms, a massive, excited grin spreading across his face as he feels the heavy impact. Hashirama seamlessly transitions into a spinning kick, launching a roaring wooden dragon straight from the kinetic momentum of his own leg. The god of Shinobi is officially reborn, not as a stationary spellcaster, but as an unstoppable, dynamic martial arts powerhouse. While Goku plays the cool teacher, Vegeta takes Madara straight to hell, 100 times gravity chamber made entirely of pure Kai. The Uchiha prodigy is completely pinned to the floor, his lungs screaming just trying to process a single breath of air. Vegeta just stands there in the pitch black, totally unbothered by the crushing pressure, waiting for his new punching bag to get up. Furious and humiliated, Madara forces himself up, his eyes snapping open to reveal his legendary Mangekyo Sharingan piercing the darkness. He pushes his visual prowess to the absolute maximum, desperately trying to lock on to the Saiyan's micro-movements to predict his next strike. But against Vegeta, those legendary eyes might as well be glued shut. The Saiyan prince vanishes without making a single sound. Before Madara's brain can even process a warning signal, a devastating knee sinks deep into his gut, entirely out of thin air. He gets launched across the dark void, completely unable to comprehend the godly speed he is currently dealing with. Madara scrambles back up. His eyes literally bleed from the strain as he overclocks his vision, frantically scanning the endless darkness. He sees absolutely nothing. His prized Mangekyo is basically buffering, desperately trying to track a god who moves way faster than light. Suddenly, a freezing chill runs down his spine. He didn't see a single thing, but he feels Vegeta standing right behind him.
Is that it? Are those glowing red eyes the only trick you have? You are completely pathetic.
A brutal axe kick slams down, driving Madara straight back into the dirt and shattering his massive ego into a million pieces. Vegeta hovers above him, looking absolutely disgusted at how much this so-called legend relies entirely on his genetic visual hacks to survive.
Bro, this is actually hard to watch, but so necessary. Vegeta is literally beating the arrogance out of him. It's brutal, but honestly, it's exactly the kind of tough love Madara needs to heal that toxic ego.
Vegeta decides playtime is over. He manifests a thick, indestructible ribbon of dense ki, deciding to strip away the crutch entirely. Without giving him a choice, the energy ribbon violently wraps around Madara's head, completely sealing his vision in pure, inescapable darkness. True panic sets in. Madara violently claws at the blindfold, but the Kai construct is totally indestructible to his standard chakra. Stripped of his greatest weapon, the legendary Uchiha is now just a blind man trapped in a dark room with a monster. The real torture begins. Vegeta unleashes a relentless barrage of high-speed strikes from every single angle, showing absolute zero mercy. A punch to the jaw, a kick to the ribs. Madara is getting completely folded, stumbling around like a clueless amateur. Bleeding and humiliated, he throws wild, desperate punches into the empty air, hoping to land a lucky hit on his invisible tormentor. But Vegeta effortlessly weaves through the sloppy attacks, brutally punishing every single miss with a bone-crushing counterstrike to his joints.
Stop looking for me with your useless eyes! Feel the shift in the air! Feel my intent to kill you!
Another heavy blow sends Madara crashing into the ground. His overwhelming pride finally, completely smashed into a million unrecoverable pieces. Lying in the dark, battered and bleeding, something finally clicks inside Madara's head. The realization that his eyes were always just a crutch. He stops fighting the darkness. He lets out a slow breath, relaxes his muscles, and totally deactivates his Sharingan. For the first time in his life, he stops trying to see the world and starts trying to feel the raw energy flowing. Vegeta senses the shift. He smirks and instantly launches a lethal full-speed straight punch aimed right at Madara's skull. At the absolute last millisecond, in pitch blackness, Madara simply tilts his head. The deadly fist grazes his cheek, hitting absolutely nothing. Day 30, the final exam. Goku and Vegeta return to Ground Zero, where this entire chaotic crossover first began. Their students arrive. There is no more arrogance, no more petty clan rivalry. Just two disciplined warriors ready for anything. Madara doesn't even need his Sharingan anymore. He can feel the terrifying weight of their dormant energy from a mile away. Hashirama breathes in, passively absorbing nature's energy without a single hand sign. He is completely in tune with the earth.
30 days are up. Today, we find out if you become God Slayers or if you're just going to become cosmic dust.
Goku steps forward, and his smile is completely gone. This isn't a friendly sparring match. This is a battle for survival. Every single survival instinct in the ninja's body screams at once. They can feel the atmosphere literally starting to boil. Goku clenches his fists, and a pillar of golden energy violently erupts, instantly shattering the bedrock beneath his feet. Vegeta follows right behind him. The sheer, overwhelming pressure of their combined power begins crushing the oxygen out of the air. Their auras shoot straight into the heavens, physically tearing the storm clouds apart and sending a shockwave across the entire planet. This is the legendary Super Saiyan form, a level of cosmic power completely unheard of in the Shinobi world. Vegeta smirks. He has absolutely zero intention of holding back. If they die here, they were never worthy in the first place. The sheer wind pressure alone forces Hashirama and Madara backward. They dig their heels in, bracing for the apocalypse. Goku pulls his hands to his hip, condensing a massive amount of pure destruction into a blinding blue sphere. Vegeta thrusts his arms forward, violently drawing in lightning from the atmosphere to charge his catastrophic final flash. They fire simultaneously. A cataclysmic wave of raw, unfiltered God Ki erupts forward, instantly erasing everything in its immediate path. Mid-air, the two attacks intertwine and fuse, creating a singular, colossal beam of absolute, inescapable planetary destruction. The fused blast plummets from the heavens like a wrathful falling sun, perfectly simulating the world-ending power of an Otsutsuki threat. Tearing across the sky, this terrifying beam cuts a perfect diagonal path of absolute destruction, leaving them nowhere to run. Facing certain death, Madara roars, unleashing every single ounce of his chakra to manifest the legendary perfect Susanoo. Beside him, Hashirama slams his hands together, forcing the earth to violently birth a colossal, towering wooden golem. Throwing all their old hatred away, Madara wraps his Susanoo armor directly over the wooden golem, combining their ultimate defenses. The majestic attire wooden golem stands tall, a breathtaking fusion of rivals, raising its armored arms to catch the falling sun. The impact hits with the force of 1,000,000 meteors, instantly flattening the surrounding mountains into absolute dust.
Holy crap, they are actually going to nuke the planet. Bro, this isn't a training test anymore, this is a straight-up execution.
Even their combined ultimate defense isn't enough. The impenetrable Susanoo armor immediately begins to fracture under the incomprehensible weight. Massive cracks spread across the armor like spider webs. Their defense is literally seconds away from completely shattering. Inside the core, Hashirama and Madara are bleeding, straining every single muscle in a desperate bid just to survive. Madara roars in pure defiance, blood streaming from his eyes as he forcefully pumps every last drop of yin chakra. Hashirama grits his teeth, his sage markings glowing blindingly bright as he forces massive amounts of yang energy to keep the wood alive.
Hashirama, forget the limits! Push your chakra directly into mine right now, or we both die!
Driven by the absolute brink of death, their yin and yang chakras violently intertwine, forcibly merging on a microscopic, genetic level. A sudden, silent explosion of pure white energy erupts. The extreme survival stress just artificially triggered the power of the Sage of Six Paths. The golem morphs, pale white armor, glowing Rinnegan eyes, and a halo of absolute destruction. They just woke up. The awakened Titan calmly catches the apocalyptic beam, completely neutralizing the God Key. The ultimate crucible is finally complete. Right before the cataclysmic blast can completely shatter their defense, Vegeta instantly teleports directly into the epicenter of the destruction. He casually reaches out toward the condensed core of the energy, completely ignoring the pressure that is currently flattening the landscape. With a single effortless flex, the Saiyan Prince physically crushes the apocalyptic energy sphere, stopping the reaction dead in its tracks. The terrifying death beam simply shatters into billions of harmless, glowing particles, raining down beautifully over the completely silent battlefield. The nightmare is over. The Saiyans extinguish their God Key, reverting to their base forms as they float back down to the earth. Their ultimate construct dissolves into ash, completely drained of their chakra. Madara and Hashirama plummet heavily into the dirt below. Madara gasps violently for air, his newly awakened Rinnegan fading away. He is battered, broken, and completely exhausted, but he is alive. Hashirama pushes himself up, coughing up dust, but manages to throw a weak, genuine smile over to his lifelong rival. Even in their exhaustion, a faint, divine aura pulses around them. The extreme stress test permanently evolved their DNA into something greater. Madara stares at his trembling hand. Experiencing true, cosmic terror just made all of his petty worldly ambitions feel completely irrelevant. Hashirama walks over, extending an arm. They survive the impossible together, forging a bond that no clan rivalry could ever break again. Without hesitation, Madara takes the offer. The two god-tier shinobi stand shoulder to shoulder, truly united for the first time in history. Right on cue, a jagged dimensional rift tears open behind the Saiyans. Their 30-day vacation in the ninja world is officially over.
You guys did great! Keep training hard, and maybe next time we can have a real sparring match. See ya!
Hashirama just smiles and nods. He knows exactly how much that insane, near-death experience just pushed their limits. Vegeta doesn't smile. He hovers above them, casting an imposing shadow, ready to lay down his final absolute decree.
If I ever find out you wasted this power killing each other instead of protecting this rock, I will return and erase you myself.
The two ninja gods stand completely still. They fully comprehend the weight of their new duty. No more petty wars, only planetary defense. Without a single word of hesitation, the two proudest men in history bow their heads in absolute, unquestionable reverence. Vegeta gives a nearly imperceptible smirk. His brutal methods worked perfectly. He turns his back and floats into the rift. They vanish into the void. The portal snaps shut, instantly returning the world to a state of absolute, profound peace. They are left alone in the crater. Two mortals who just touched the realm of gods, ready to lead their world into a brand new era. The age of endless clan warfare is dead. The era of the planetary guardians has officially begun.
Bro, Vegeta didn't just train them, he literally rewired their entire purpose. What an absolute cinematic masterpiece. Drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Peace.